Good morning. A lot of people have written me since my last video asking what information I have about La Vagabonde's incident at sea. So I produced this video not to talk so much about their specific situation, but what you as incoming cruisers should know about things like anchoring in Japan and the fishing industry, which a lot of the comments seem to focus on. I'm off to renew my Japanese boat license, so see you later, Wahine. Enjoy the video. Good morning, everybody. Lowell Shepherd here, Pacific Solo and the Never Too Late Academy. Welcome on board Wahine, my Gibsy 402. I've been a live aboard for 5 years, and for the last 3.5 years, I've been cruising Japanese waters very slowly. 70 ports so far, some staying just overnight, some days, weeks, and in some cases, even months. In my recent video, I responded to 5 points that Sailing La Vagabonde had stated in one of their recent videos as to why they believe more sailors are not coming to Japan. And my response to them was not a rebuttal, but it was to add my own perspective and further comment and texture with the aim of informing and helping those who want to come. That video was created just days before their now well-known incident at sea. The video prompted a lot of response, and many of those comments were asking me, what do you know? And also others speculating about what happened. And there's been a whole lot of speculation. It's Riley and Elena's story to tell. They've asked for our patience as they assess the situation and process for themselves what this means ongoing. So we need to wait to hear more from them. What I am happy to do is to share with you two things. One is what I know to be the basic facts. And secondly, to give you a wider context, not talking about them specifically, but a wider context about anchoring in Japan and the fishing industry in Japan, with the aim of wanting to help others be informed as they come in to Japan. So let me just summarize basically what I know to be true. And I know to be true because I had communication with Elena shortly after the accident. We had spent time together in Okinawa. That was a lot of fun. Really learned to respect them, seeing that what they are on camera, they are off camera. Very genuine people with a driving curiosity and a love of sailing. So I contacted them shortly after the incident happened, having seen it in the Japanese news and beginning to hear the Japanese chatter just to see if they were all okay. And also some contacts with local people as well, who are also close and aware of the situation. And all I can say is this, number one, as they have said, no one was injured, or at least at that point in time, there were no reports of injuries. And secondly, it happened at night while La Vagabonde was anchored, and anchoring is legal in Japan. Thirdly, they were hit by a small fishing boat, not a big industrial size one. They're hit by a small fishing boat, of which there are zillions in Japan, owned by local fishermen who go out every day or when the moon is right and the weather's right to get their nightly catch, to bring food in, to be put on the tables of kitchens and restaurants locally, perhaps supermarkets further afield as well. The fishermen took full responsibility. Those are the facts as I know them. Anything more needs to be revealed by Riley and Elena themselves in due course. Now let me step back though and share, not related to them, but about anchoring in Japan and about the fishing industry in Japan. First of all, anchoring is legal, but not commonplace. The cruisers coming in anchor a lot, and I know a lot of cruisers coming in, and that's what you do around the world. You'd rather be on the hook than against the wall. And to be against the wall in Japan with rising tides, you got to have extra fender boards and extra large fenders. And yeah, it's a hassle, or what we say in Japanese, mendokusai. It's not commonplace. And the reason why it's not commonplace, I believe, is two reasons. Often there's a steep drop off. And number two, there's all kinds of fishing debris and aqua farming debris at the bottom on the seabed. And the times I've anchored, which hasn't been that many, it's always been a hassle. And the one place where I anchored overnight off Shikoku, it took me hours by myself early in the morning to get disentangled from the lines that were crisscrossing the seabed. So that's why it's not common practice. And so that leads me to the fishing industry. So fishermen are not accustomed to seeing a pleasure boat at anchor when they leave port in the middle of the night. Again, it's not appropriating blame. La Vagabonde were completely legal. This is in their wheelhouse. It's in their degree of competence. Done for thousands of nights before in various parts of the world, and maybe dozens of nights before here in Japan. And what happened was just completely an accident for which the Japanese captain has taken responsibility. There are lessons to be learned for incoming cruisers. And I think for you to be mindful as an incoming cruiser that a fisherman doesn't expect to see a pleasure vessel anchored just outside a port when he leaves in the morning. And I've been up early in the morning. I've left port at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm playing dodgems with all these small fishing vessels racing out to get their catch, to get it back to the auction or directly to buyers. I'm very mindful as well. I give way to the sailboats, give way to the commercial fishermen who are feeding their families, community, and the nation. What happens every morning? A fisherman will get up. If he was a typical fisherman, he's gone down to his boat, he got his little crew on, maybe his son, cousin, just a friend, going to help him for the night, and he set a course outside a harbor, leaves harbor, pulling fenders up, getting nets or the rods ready, and not expecting to see that since he had last been at port, and perhaps while he was asleep, a pleasure yacht had arrived and had anchored outside the harbor. It was an accident. And to say, as some have said, the sixth reason why not to come to Japan, because you'll be hit in the middle of the night by a drunken fisherman. What? Just come on, give me a break. That is irresponsible in itself to say such a thing. Accidents can happen anywhere. So, I hope that helps shed a little bit of light, and at least is a response to all those who are asking me questions. I hope they're able to sort out the damage on their boat, which is, of course, a fairly sophisticated, new, expensive boat. I know it must be terribly settling for them. They love the sea. I wish them nothing but the very best. And I know in terms of the legalities of what happened, that will take its due course. I've been rescued at sea by the Coast Guard before due to an accident, and I think a year later they were still following up with the paperwork and dotting the I's, crossing the T, just so they could close the case. So, as for me, I'm winding up my time here in Okinawa, hauling out my boat. 2024 has been a year of twists and turns, ups and downs, lots of thinking, but now I'm setting a new course. I put my boat up for sale. She has not sold, so I'm forging forward. I'm prepping her now to leave Okinawa and do what I did 25 years ago, that time by bicycle. I'm going to follow the annual cherry blossom front up the length of Japan and enjoy cherry blossom parties in Japan all the way up. So thanks for watching. Remember, it's never too late. Hey, come to Japan. Fair winds, La Vagabonde. Bye.